So hello, namaste, sat sri akal, welcome to all the beautiful people out there. I am pretty excited about this video today. Without wasting a lot of time, let me tell you that this video is going to be about the Lian Li Galahad 360 liquid cooler. So let us jump right in.
That's good.
So like I mentioned that this video is going to be about the Lian Li Galahad 360 liquid cooler. Let me show that to you right now. Here it is. Here's the big boy. So before we move further with this, let me tell you that this particular cooler or this particular liquid cooler is of the color white. This is the 360 version of the Galahad, and it comes with 3 fans, a radiator, and with the pump or with the central unit, you can say. So let me unbox it and show it to you right now. So this is how the Lian Li Galahad 360 box or package looks like. Now, as I mentioned, I ordered this particular AIO or this particular liquid cooler from PC Studio website, or you can also call it Ankit Infotech. As you can see, this box is a little damaged, even though it was sent with utmost precaution. It still got damaged, so I'm just hoping that the internals or the cooler is not damaged. So let us unbox this and find out. So here goes nothing. Oh, I just cut that out. Sorry about that. So these are the contents in the Galahad box. Here's a little invoice from Ankit Infotech. We don't need that. Here are the 3 RGB fans. Wow, they are pretty heavy. I can feel them. These are the white RGB fans that will be going on to this radiator. Here are a few attachments that I got with it. Now this would be the splitter, I suppose. This goes on the back of the motherboard, or on the rear side of the motherboard, you can say. This particular extension is for AMD and this particular extension is for Intel. So the shorter one is for AMD and the longer one is for Intel. So you have to be careful with this. You get the RGB controller and a couple of more splitters. This is where it would draw the power from. That's how that looks like. Here is some thermal compound. This will obviously go on to cooler over here. Go over here, or you can say you will have to apply this directly onto the CPU, and then this will go on top of the CPU. And this is the socket for Intel, I suppose. This is the Intel socket. There is another SATA connector with which it will draw power from. You can use this, you can use that. It entirely depends on how you're going to mount the cooler, whether it be on the top or on the side. Now there are quite a bit of screws. These are the ones which will go on top of this. I will show that to you later. They are extensors or extensions, I must say. And finally, this is the piece, or this is the piece of metal that will go over here if you do not like the Lian Li logo, just like that. Or if you just want to show off the logo, you can remove that. That is all about the accessories that go or that come with the Galahad. Now finally, for the cooler itself, along with the rad, let me just remove this box. So this is how the radiator looks like. And this is the cooler itself, which will go on to the CPU. Now this is rotatable. Let me show that to you. So you can rotate the orientation as you like. So that is what is in the box. There's one more thing that I forgot to mention, that on the rad or on the main unit, I got the AMD extension, or you can say the AMD clamp, which was already attached. This is a detachable clamp. You can detach it and use the Intel clamp that I showed you. That is another good thing that I would like to mention about Lian Li, or about this cooler from Lian Li. Now coming to the pricing, I bought this particular liquid cooler for 13,099 rupees, and I'm pretty happy with the purchase because the white version or the white color in the 360 version was not available anywhere else. I researched it quite a few times, after which I found this on Ankit Infotech, and I went ahead and purchased this. That was it about the pricing. So we are going to run a few tests on the CPU to check the performance of the Lian Li Galahad. Now the application that I'll be using over here to test the CPU temps would be Prime 95 and the NZXT cam application. Also, we would be rendering a 1080p video at maximum settings. The reason why we are not using a game to test the Lian Li Galahad's performance is because the game would be again GPU centric and not CPU centric. So the applications that we would be using and the video rendering that we would be doing would be more CPU centric and would give us more accurate results of the performance of the Lian Li Galahad. So let us move forward with it. So the application that we are going to be using to check the CPU temperatures, the Prime 95 program. So as you can see, all the cores are being utilized at their maximum potential. Here it says 4650 megahertz, that is the clock speed, and it is being utilized at 100%. Now if you check the temperatures right now are at around 60-65. Let us continue this test. Let us run this test, and here now you can see that the temperature is slowly increasing to 78, 80. It touched 80. Now let us stop the test, get it down at 100% utilization. The CPU temperatures were maintained by the Lian Li Galahad at around 70 and 80 degrees Celsius. We will move forward with the rendering of the video at maximum settings. So here we go. Now let us continue testing the CPU temperatures while we render the video. As you can see, I am selecting the maximum settings to check or to test the CPU. I am choosing VBR2 pass. One is at 15, the other is at 50. I am using maximum render quality, as you could see, and let us begin with the rendering. As soon as I begin the render, you could see that the temperatures are starting to go up, and so is the load on the CPU. It's going at 90, 80, 85, 95. But the temperature, as you could see, it goes to 72, and the maximum temperature that I could record it reached was 75. I did not see any other peaks after that. And as soon as the render finished, as you can see, the temperatures came down to normal. So as you could see that the Galahad maintained the temperatures below 80 degrees Celsius on my CPU, both in the Prime 95 and the video rendering test that we performed. Now Galahad maintaining temperatures lower than 80 degrees Celsius is a testimony in itself about the build quality and the performance of the Lian Li Galahad. So now talking about the versions that it comes in, it basically comes in two versions. One is the black and the second is white. They have named white silver, I don't know for what reason. So if you take a look at the size of the radiator, it is 397.5 millimeters by 125.5 millimeters by 27 millimeters. That is for the 360 version of the radiator. And if you take a look at the 240 version, it is 273 millimeters by 123.5 millimeters by 27 millimeters. So those dimensions are by length, breadth and height. So length into breadth into height. Now this particular AIO comes with a controller, the RGB controller you could say. There is an M button on the RGB control which controls the lighting effects and the speed of rotation of the light. The plus and minus buttons are present to change the intensity of the lighting and the speed of the fans as well. The ARGB fans on this particular AIO are high pressure static fans, so you can expect exceptional quality. Like I mentioned previously, they are very heavy, and by the look of it, or judging by the weight and the look of it, they are very durable, you could say. Now let us get into some more specifications. The amount of air that is pulled from these fans is 69.17 cubic feet, and they go at a rate of 800 rpm. However, the highest or the fastest they go is 1900 rpm, which is pretty good. If you look at the pipe that connects the pump and the radiator, it is white braided pipe. I mean, there are many AIOs which are said to be white, but the pipes are still black. It is good that Lian Li have taken care of that and made sure that the pipes are white in color. That gives it a great look. Now it comes in two versions, like I mentioned, 240 and 360. So if you have a bigger CPU, then I would suggest you to go with the 360, and if you have a smaller CPU, a less powerful CPU, you can go with 240 version of the AIO. If you take a look at the radiator, on both the sides you have aluminum shield on it with Lian Li embossed, and that gives a pretty good aesthetic look and feel to the radiator. So, and also the fins or the fin density on this particular radiator is pretty high. I mean, if you have, or if your radiator has a higher fin density, it is good for the radiator and for the CPU. Now if you take a look at the fans, it has got two wires attached to it. One comes with a 4-pin PWM connector, and the other is a 3-pin PWM connector for controlling the RGB on those particular fans. And yes, this radiator comes with RGB fans, unlike other radiators which only provide a simple and normal fan without the RGB. So if you are an RGB freak, or if you are an aesthetic freak, this will be quite appealing to you. And personally, I found the colors on the fans quite pleasing, quite pleasant to look at. So yes, there is a positive point that Lian Li has scored. So it comes with a 4GB PWM connector and a 5-volt ARGB connector on the fan, so that you can connect it directly to the controller or to your motherboard. It works with both of them. If you like to control the fans from your motherboard or from your motherboard software, you can connect it directly to the motherboard. If you like to control it from the controller that is present or that comes with this particular AIO, you can connect it to the controller. So both physically and through software, you can go ahead and control the fans, the lighting, the speed. This particular AIO works with almost all Intel sockets, except for AMD. It only works with AM4 and above. It does not work with older models on AMD. So that is one negative point that I would like to give to Lian Li for this. At least if they could have made sure that they had brackets which would support, or which would support lower versions or AM3 or AM2 versions of AMD, it would have been better. But looking at the current market, I think there are a lot less consumers which have, or who have AM3 or less. Most of the consumers will have AM4 and above. This particular AIO comes with 17 lighting effects. Exactly, that's right, 17 lighting effects, which like I explained, can be controlled through the M button and the positive and negative button present on the physical controller. Now if you take a look at the design of the AIO, it comes with a 3-chamber design. One is the pump chamber, the other is the connecting chamber, and last but not the least is the cooling chamber. The biggest advantage that I would like to give Lian Li's Galahad, it has got a rotating head on its water block, which makes it easy for you to set the orientation right. Even if you have fixed the water block incorrectly, you can still go ahead and adjust the Lian Li logo according to your liking. So that is one positive point that I would like to give Lian Li. That is it for this video. I hope this video has helped you in one way or the other. If you are planning to purchase this particular AIO, I would suggest you to go ahead with it. I have also included included the temperatures or the tests that I performed on this particular AIO with the say 5600X, and I am quite surprised with the results because it kept the temperatures of my CPU below 80, which is a very good score when you compare it to the competition. If you would like more comprehensive scores, I would suggest you to watch the videos of Gamers Nexus and Hardware Unbox alike. Like I always mention that there are many users or many people who watch my videos but do not subscribe to my channel. If you would like to watch or if you'd like to view more better content from me, I would request you to please subscribe and do mention in the comments below as to what type of videos you would like me to make, and your suggestions are always welcome. So like, comment, share and subscribe as always. And another thing that I would like to mention is I recently hit 100 subscribers. So this is for the 114 subscribers that I have. I love you all and I make videos for you. So if you do like this video, please show me your support. Please spread the video, please share it. It might help you or somebody who is in need of this particular video, or somebody who who needs this video. So please keep the love on and make sure that you spread the love by hitting the like, comment, share and subscribe like I mentioned already. Stay home, stay safe, stay blessed, happy riding, and see you in the next video. Ciao.